So City of Joburg Emergency Services say they're on high alert to respond to any incidents that may occur this long weekend. Attacks on EMS personnel, fake emergency calls and the rainy weather are just some of the challenges that they faced this festive season already. However, they've offered some tips on how residents can stay safe, including what to do during flooding and how to handle things like fireworks. For more on this, let's bring in Joburg's Emergency Services spokesperson, Robert Mulaudzi, live to us via our telephone line this morning. Great to have you on the program as always, Robert. Thanks very much indeed for making time to speak to us. So here we are, that time of the year again. I imagine there are very similar issues that you deal with every single year, but there is some unique challenges, or there are unique challenges, I should say, this year. And that includes the flooding we saw in many parts of Johannesburg.
Yes, good morning, Ayan, and good morning to the viewers out there. Wishing them well, during this festive season. Yes, well, during this time of the year, we normally have an increase in terms of the number of incidents we attend to, be it fires, be it motor vehicle accidents. But however, now since that couple of weeks ago, we have been receiving a lot of rainfall throughout the city of Johannesburg, which left most of the area devastated, like areas like Rodiport, Lenasia, and Protea, and the other areas. So we are remaining on high alert, making sure that we've got our disaster management monitoring teams in those vulnerable communities, especially our communities in our low-lying areas, which will be mostly our informal settlements. So those monitoring teams are there throughout the festive season in all 7 regions of the city to make sure that as and when there is an emergency, we are able to facilitate, to assist those people who are being affected. And also we've done a lot of groundwork, Ayanda, in terms of empowering our residents because we believe that prevention is the future as an organization. So we're doing our best to empower them with disaster preparedness skills to make sure that they can use things like whistles to alert the neighbors as and when there's a need for them to evacuate, give them first aid skills, basic firefighting skills. So those kind of programs have been going well. And we have put all measures in place in terms of us, our members, all our 30 fire stations throughout the city of Johannesburg are fully operational during this festive season. Most of our members didn't get a chance to go spend time with their families. They will be on duty throughout the December period. So we also have our specialized unit, which is an aquatic rescue unit, which is a specialized unit which responds to water-related emergencies, which did an outstanding job a week ago when they rescued most of our community members when they were stranded during those severe floods which we had a week ago. So from our side, we are ready. We just want to urge our communities out there to work with us so that we can be able to prevent, incidents which might occur throughout this festive season.
Yeah. Speaking about these floods, I mean, we're told that more rain is expected in the days, perhaps even weeks ahead. How has that informed your deployments this time around?
Yeah, we are told, it's no longer a secret, Ayanda. We are told that we will be actually getting some rainfall almost every single day throughout the festive season. So we have made sure that firstly we empower our residents about the necessary skills and also make sure that we've got their specialized teams on high alert which are able to respond to these emergencies. And of course, as and when we move towards the New Year's Eve, we know that people will be celebrating. They will also be using fireworks. And fireworks tend to give us problems because most of the people get injured, especially young kids. So we tend to parents, adults out there, please don't give young kids fireworks because young kids, when that thing explodes, it might actually, cut off, the kids' hand. Some of the children can even lose their life while they're trying to use those fireworks. So we're encouraging them to visit areas where they can be able to watch fireworks display safely without them igniting them. So, of course, as a public safety department, together with our colleagues from JMPD, we will be conducting our bylaws enforcement operations, which we're targeting wholesalers and distributors of fireworks because we know that most of our wholesalers and distributors, they have excessive fireworks in their storages. Some of them, they didn't even put them in a proper storage cabinet. So we will be targeting most of the areas, the inner city, all the warehouses, which we know that they are distributing these fireworks. So make sure that firstly, They've got required documentation in terms of compliance certificate from ourselves and also from South African Police Service, and of course, whether they are storing those fireworks in a proper way, and also they've got the required fire service equipment for in case of an emergency. Unfortunately, if they don't have those required documentation and they don't meet the city's bylaws, we don't have a choice, but we have to give them a fine and also confiscate those fireworks. The reason is not to harass them, but to make sure that they enjoy this festive season and then also get to the new year safely without any injuries.
Fair enough. Another aspect of your job that we've watched quite closely, especially around this time of the year, is the attacks that typically are leveled against emergency services personnel. How big a threat has that been this year?
Yeah, it has been a threat to us because, now and then when emergency services personnel respond to emergencies, they will be attacked, get robbed of the equipment, which is very important to service our residents out there. And this kind of attacks, they don't only create fear and panic amongst us, but they also, disrupt service delivery because we cannot afford situations whereby now and then we'll have to go get protection from SAPS or JMPD because they also have other responsibilities to do. So we've done a lot of work in terms of conducting our campaigns, going to churches, beer halls, everywhere where there's communities to educate them about the importance of looking after, emergency services personnel, be it firefighters, paramedics, everybody who's out there to service them. They need to make sure that they protect paramedics so that we can be able to render this very important, essential service to our communities. But of course, in terms of the areas which might be volatile or dangerous to our personnel, we'll make sure that as and when we respond to those areas, we have the necessary protection from our colleagues from South African Police Service and also JMPD. So we're looking forward to service our residents during this time. That is the reason why we are not going on leave. We will be servicing them throughout the December, January holiday season. So please, we're urging them to look after themselves. Those who are driving, make sure that their vehicles, the tires are okay, the windscreen wipers functioning well, and of course, most importantly, they must keep to the prescribed speed limit because we've already seen that we've had a number of accidents already, whereby people have already lost their lives due to overspeeding. People who are driving long distance, we're encouraging them to take some rest breaks as and when they're driving so that they can be able to arrive to their various destinations safely, Ayanda.
Yeah. On that note, very quickly, Robert, do you have a tally for us of how many fatalities you've logged already this time around?
At this stage, we don't have, but I can also talk about the one yesterday, one in Deep Slot on the N14 where already 3 people have lost their lives, but I don't have the general number of the people who have already lost their lives from. I think the National Road Traffic Management will be able to give that stat, but so far we already lost 3 people in Deep Slot yesterday.
All right, fair enough. Robert Mulaudzi, as always, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. And yeah, all the best, because we know how typically busy it gets around this time of the year.